his way to the top if people don't hold him down like I know they're trying to do.
Oh, no doubt. They're going to try to hold this young man down. We're talking about straight edge for life. You know, I guess you can call him a quarter of the movement. We're talking about Marcus O'Neal. You know, he came out here stumbling. I think he had a little something to drink before he left the locker room. But, hey, you know, whatever floats his boat, right?
You know, he's probably dipping in the old Showstoppers candy factory. You know, that rum candy. You know what I'm talking about? Rum candy, and referee CeeLo calls for the bell. You know, what a way to kick off the first show of the year, of the calendar year, that is. And you have the greatest referee, CeeLo, in the ring, and these guys are going to work on Marcus O'Neal, and Marcus O'Neal had better get something going. And, you know, I have better things to do. I could be, you know what, they have a BMW over there, and I think I'm going to either try to get one of these black people to steal it, or I might even try to go pay for it. You know, I got the money to pay for it out of my pocket. I just don't feel like doing it. I can just trade in one of my cell phones or my pages. Could you hold this? I got to find one of my cell phones.
All right, well, Jason Storm over there finding a cell phone in the ring right here. We have double team by Drive-By and Tony D. Very unfair right here. We're talking about double suplex. Nicely done, Jason Storm over there handling a little business like he always is. That's a businessman over there. All right. Oh, thumb to the eyes right there by Marcus O'Neal. That's a way to get him off of you. Big clothesline. Tony D got the clothesline, now kick. Oh, I think it was a low blow. Maybe the boy's genitals were hanging too low. You know they say he's bi, not just drive-by. He's bi, as in B-I. Yeah, but anyway, we'll leave that at that. Kick to the back right there by Marcus O'Neal.
All right.
Jason, yeah.
You see, she's been watching the show. She digs your style. She wants it.
Tell her call 652. I'll give it a number after the show.
All right.
1, 2 count right there. Drive-by. Broke up the count. Now Tony D going to work on Drive-By. Mr. Jason Storm, you're the hookup man. You know, you always hooking somebody up.
Well, you know, I hooked up a few of these people at Jason Storm's good old Christmas party. You know, the eggnog was spiked this year, and a couple of these people walked out without some of their clothes on. That's not the point right now. Like I said, you have Marcus O'Neal in there with a former, might I add, tag team champion in Tony D, one member of As Seen on Stolen Cable or As Seen on those illegal black boxes. That's not the point. You have Drive-By in there, and him and Marcus O'Neal seem to be going to work on the Asian sensation Tony D. You know what? That's the smartest thing I've seen all match. When you have a guy like Tony D down, you want to try to keep him down. But look at these two guys. You know they're going to try. And Marcus O'Neal doing the smart thing, hanging back until he feels like wrestling. A former champion doesn't have to do what he doesn't want to do. And Marcus O'Neal knows what to do. He knows how to save his energy, how to conserve his stamina. And that's all he's going to do is just like a sniper, wait and pick his points so they're going to hurt the most.
No doubt. It's a human game of chess right here we're talking about. Marcus O'Neal.
Marcus O'Neal ain't a pawn. He's not a pawn.
That's right, Marcus O'Neal. See, you have to watch out for Tony D. He's pulling out that sweet and sour chicken, all that sweet and sour pork, egg rolls, and all that good stuff.
You know what? You got to watch out for these Asian people. I went to a corner store, and I saw a nice piece of jewelry, and this Asian guy told me it was real. Jason Storm put it on and fell out before I even got out, and he wouldn't even give me a refund. It's a shame. And then they said the best I can do is turn on a cricket phone for me. I don't need a cricket phone. Oh, my goodness. It's just a shame. That's why you got to watch out for these guys. They always try to play possum like they don't know what you're saying. They speak that little, all that little crap. They know what we're saying. And he can sell me a better chain. I'm coming back to that I'm not going to call it a name. I'm coming back to that corner store. I want a ring. I want a chain. I want some barbecue chips. And I want some free gas.
Oh, nicely done. Reverse insecurity right there by Tony D. Marcus O'Neal, again, like a sniper waiting. Irish whip to the corner. Oh, big boot right to the side of the jaw. Did Marcus O'Neal on Tony D. Tony D kneeling down in the corner. Marcus O'Neal looks like he's picking him up, going to take him to the top.
Another girly one. He's on the mic.
Man, Marcus O'Neal blocked right there. Looks like the egg soup drop. No reversal. Ooh, nicely done. DDT right there by Tony D. What's wrong with Drive-By over there in the corner? Looks like he's trying to do a little something with CeeLo Banks. I don't know what's going on.
You know what? A lot of people say CeeLo Banks is a bad guy. They say he's in it for all the wrong reasons. CeeLo Banks is a conserver of the peace. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to referee a match. What's going on, CeeLo? You know, CeeLo Banks is a pretty cool guy. He got a little drunk at Jason Storm's Christmas party. He called himself trying to dance. I wouldn't call that a dance, but hey, some people would. And Drive-By is going to fly right now and chooses not to. He doesn't want to fly on these seasoned veterans. He knows why, because they'll attack him in midair. I've seen Marcus O'Neal do it plenty of times. And you know what? That kind of looks like the crotch rocket I had. That's a Hayabusa. And hey, that's the girl that said she's going to come pick me up. I'll be ready after the show. And back to my boy Brian Smith, because my phone seems to be ringing. And, yeah. She was looking at me. She was looking at me. She said she was coming back. She was looking at me. But how could you blind me? You know, you're looking at a guy like Jason Storm, young hit on the streets. They call me the next level. I am the new people's champion. I even have a title to prove it. Phone. Who is 1-8? Oh, hold on.
Phone ringing again by Mr. Jason Storm. Over to handling some more calls. Happy New Year to everybody. We're talking about 2004, the first show of 2004. Ladies and gentlemen, surprise, we're outside the first show of 2004. Blame it on Adam Dunn. I don't know.
In case you're wondering what the TAJJ Christmas gift was, it was termination. The boot, the axe, the big, ugly axe. And it's all Adam Dunn's fault.
Adam Dunn got kicked out of Dunn's transmission. I don't know how it all worked out, but nonetheless, Marcus O'Neal on the top rope, 450. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be all she rolls.
You can find TAJJ Championship Wrestling on the web at tajjwrestling.com. For all the latest news, updates, and information, new videos, and more, you can come to our website. Also, if you have a Facebook account, don't forget to like TAJJ Championship Wrestling. Add us now for more breaking news. Remember, this all leads up to TAJJ Championship Wrestling one night only. For you, for us, for all.
Heard about TAJJ Championship Wrestling through my friend Chris, whom I used to do backyard wrestling with. A lot of us started in backyard before we moved on, and you know, TAJJ Championship Wrestling was definitely a way all of us were able to connect with different people in wrestling. A lot of people don't realize that, but a lot of people can thank TAJJ Championship Wrestling for having a career, but nevertheless, Red, who was with TAJJ Championship Wrestling, he also became NOS, got a hold of Chris online, said, hey, you know, I see you got a group of guys, if you want to get them together, bring them down to a real wrestling ring, because we had one built in our back in Chris's backyard for that matter. If you want to, come on over to Dunn's Transmission, and we'll see what you can do, and sit down and talk, meet everybody. We did that. We got told to come back later on that night. Myself and Calypso, my friend and tag team partner at the time, teamed up against outrageous Adam Dunn and Mr. Wrestling 3. I don't really remember any of the other matches that night, but you know, that's where I met that group of guys, and you know, through that connection that started there, Adam had asked me if there was any more people that I knew, so throughout the next couple of weeks I kept bringing in different people from the backyard promotion that I knew could actually move on and be wrestlers. Out of that, I mean, you got Tech 9 out of that one, Marcus O'Neal. You ended up getting Jeremy Blaze, who was Memphis J at the time. You ended up getting New Blood David Anthony. Out of that one, you got a good core group out of just doing that. And of course, you know, so many more stars came to fruition just because they were fans of the product. Of course, you know, we'll touch on that later and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's how I heard about it, and that's how everyone started coming in at that point. What is it like to run and produce a television show? Setting up for one is definitely difficult. Thank you to Adam Dunn for showing me how to do that. We would get there, we used to film at night, so we would get there at a certain point write down a script, set up the way we wanted everything to go. Adam would normally have the camera set up the way he wanted. He would show me how to use the switcher, the titler, and everything else. So, you know, doing that was difficult. And of course, TAJJ grew on to be such a big television product that not many people realize. I mean, sure, it was never put on your channel 3, 5, 13 or whatever, but it was a heavily produced show, and that's what made it so good, is because of how produced it was. But learning how to set it up and set one up, I mean, at first you had all the time in the world, and then after things progressed and we had a lot of people coming in, you know, you had to be on a time limit. You had to be on a time frame on how to get it done. And let me tell you, it would be difficult at sometimes. We'd be scrambling right to the last minute before we would start doing it, because we didn't like doing the show as a just taped. We didn't like just going and taping it and then worrying about what it was going to look like later. We didn't like saying, hey, you know, we got a 30-minute time limit, let's just shoot about 2 hours and find the best part of it. No, we ran the show like it was live. We ran it like people were watching at home live right then and there. That's how it was done. That's how it was produced. There was a little editing that had to be done to it. So a lot of people say, man, the TAJJ shows looked real well produced. Well, that was not a lot of post-editing. And sometimes that was zero post-editing. That was the show's done, in the can, and sent to, at the time, Time Warner, now Comcast, sent to them within the next day or two. So producing, that was a new challenge. That really was, and I enjoyed it.
TAJJ Championship Wrestling is proud to bring you the event that you have all been waiting so long to see. It is time for TAJJ Championship Wrestling, one night only. For you, for us, for all. A one-night celebration of all that is TAJJ Championship Wrestling. The reunion of what was new, alternative, and exciting about Saturday morning wrestling in Memphis, Tennessee. One night only's date and venue will be announced this September right here on TAJJ Championship Wrestling. You'll need to follow us every week for interviews and match updates, all leading up to the big one night only reunion event. Be there.
The crime. Have you found your wallet yet?
I haven't found it yet. I don't know where it is.
The crime. Hence the name.
528 cash.
Come on. And I know who did it too. You know what? It's a shame. You got the crime in there with Jason Rich. These guys have had many matches. They have a history. They have a past. But most of all, they have a match right now. The question is, who's going to rise to the occasion? Who's going to prove to be the better wrestler? Can Krim overtake the power of Jason Richards, the American champion nonetheless, who actually beat his former best friend, Marcus O'Neal, in our season finale in the last show of the last year? And that's a shame, because I believe he was robbed of that match. And speaking of being robbed, I was in the locker room and I did not see Blaylock the Blazer. You know what? Chris Lex, our champion, stole the title from Blaylock the Blazer. Chris Lex is a loser. Chris Lex, he's not even ref. I don't respect him as a champion. I don't respect Chris Lex as a man. He had to call Carnage Antoine in for that fast 1, 2, 3 count to steal the belt from Blaylock the Blazer, just like those stinking Mexicans. He's trying to build a house, then he's going to try to build a foundation on a false title reign.
No doubt right here, no doubt. Everything you say is true. You know what? Adam Dunn needs to replace Hank Russell with Jason Storm. See, I can deal with it. Blaylock the Blazer calling Jason Storm on the phone. We want to send condolences out to the family of Blaylock the Blazer in the passing of his aunt. All sympathy to Blaylock the Blazer and the family from TAJJ and TCW.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. When he brought the news to me, I almost cried. We were in church, and Blaylock, like I said, if there's anything I can do, any way I can help, just let me know. You know, you'll always be my friend. You know, even though you were robbed of the title, I know there's just another downfall. I'm quite sure everything I do to you is planned, but I know you're a champion. I know you're a real man. Keep your head up.
Big suplex right there by the Crime on Jason Richards. The cover, 2 count, no hook of the leg. There's got to be a big mistake right there by the Crime, which is a veteran. He should know better than that, Jason.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at this guy over here in the red and cream. Do y'all have the same Taylor? This guy is dressed to the T. Hey, introduce me to your Taylor. You and this, introduce me to your Taylor. That guy, did I know him? Oh, no. He's a pretty cool guy. I like the way he's dressed. That is a killer shirt. I'm quite sure this guy, he looks so rich. I know he owns that Mercedes he's sitting next to. Wait a minute. Brian Smith, isn't that your Mercedes? Wait a minute. Oh, is that a Slim Jim? Hold on. You got the alarm on, right? Yeah. Okay. You know, we next to these public housing. You know, yeah, I know they'll try to steal you.
Yeah, of course. Chokehold right there by the Crime on Jason Richards. Jason Richards not looking too good in this match. I think this is an American title match. I'm not sure. Trip right there. Man, we're talking about Jason Richards in the Crime TCW American Championship on the line. Welcome to TCW Primetime, ladies and gentlemen. We're out here at our new location since we got booted from the other one. No longer is it 2525 Summer Avenue.
All thanks to Adam Dunn. You know what, Commissioner Carn Jantuan, he gets on my nerves. You mean to tell me that wasn't playing? If you saw the last show of the last year, what he did to Blaylock the Blazer was absolutely, it was heinous. It was highway robbery at its finest. He's a piece of, I don't even know where Carnage Antoine is. If he was here, I'd slap him in the face, I'd punch him in the mouth, I'd step on his $2 shoes, I'd give him a $20 bill and tell him to go buy another suit. Carnage Antoine, hold on right quick. I'm talking about this chump called Carnage Antoine. He stole the title from Blaylock the Blazer. He's a piece of trash. If Carnage Antoine, if you watching this, know I'm looking for you. And if I find you, what I did to you downtown, wait a minute. What I did to you downtown is like I hold a candle to what I do when I find you. Wait! What? He's behind me, isn't he?
Okay. Well, we are joined right here by Commissioner Carnage Antoine. I'm telling you, he was talking about, you know, down the street and around the corner, something. That's what he was talking about. But nonetheless, back in the ring, we got a sleeper hold right here by the Crime. On, I was trying to tell you, Jason. I tried to tell you this all the time. Yeah. But yeah, back to the ring right here. Again, we're at our new location, Fox Plaza Drive in Mendenhall. 1 o'clock is bell time every Saturday. Oh, kick to the stomach by the Crime. Man. Jason Storm, and I'm joined here by Jason Storm and Commissioner Carnage Antoine.
Goodness. You see that little chain snatching girl, Storm and Brian, you're pretty. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, back to the match. We have the Crime, one half of the tag team champions, going against the American champion, Jason Richards. That was almost a 3 count. I don't know if the title's on the line. Commissioner is the title on the line since you're supposed to be running some. I was a much better commissioner than he was. But anyway, you have the Crime with a reverse Irish whip, Jason Richards. And he's going to break him down to some sort of a modified crossface. And the Crime right now is he's on the offensive attack. And if Jason Richards doesn't get some defense going, this might spell the end of the match for him.
Oh, no doubt. We're stopping traffic right here. We're talking about at Mendenhall and Fox Plaza. We're stopping traffic right here. 1, 2 count right there by Jason Richards. And I'm telling you guys, come on out every Saturday. At 1 o'clock, big clothesline almost took the head off of Jason Richards right here.
And this match is almost about to come to a close. They don't have that much time left, or I guess the cameras are going to stay with it. And here goes the rock bottom. Deadly assault. He just hit rock bottom. And Criminal almost. Hey, look. See, this guy makes me nervous.
Commissioner Carnage Antoine making Jason Storm, the next level Jason Storm, very nervous. And, you know, I don't blame him. You know, Carnage Antoine, a pretty intimidating guy. You know, he breathes all over your neck, of course, you know. Right here, I don't know what the Crime's setting up for. Looks like a rush. Russian leg sweep. No. Getting blocked right there. Russian leg. No. Wait a minute. Uh-oh, there it goes. It's that Indian deadlock. He calls it the 11th commandment, and we've seen many people tap out. Is the crime going to tap out?
Oh, is that a joke? Because he made me tap out to it. Criminal, if he doesn't make it to the ropes, it's going to be a problem. He is not going to be able, if he cannot make the ropes, this title shot is over, and Criminal has a bad leg. That leg was worked on last week, last year sometime, and Criminal is a
bad leg, but your body's bad too.
You're old. Criminal breaks out of the move, and he did. Maybe the damage has been done. He might already be. Lord Jesus. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. He's gonna wrap him up again. Here goes the second time. If he doesn't make it to the ropes, this is going to be the end. And Criminal is tapping out to the 11th commandment. God's gift, Jason Richards is your winner and still your American champion. Crim just tapped. I cannot believe it.
Being an on-screen commissioner and authority figure and everything, that was a lot of fun. Got to have a lot of fun doing that, especially because, you know, not a lot of people like me, and Usher Tech didn't like a whole lot of people. It was great having my Wicked crew, is what they were called at the time. It was great having them. It was great having so many things happen. It was actually during that period that a lot of people should be able to remember. It was shortly after, I believe, Power Pro and all of that had gone out. I ended up doing a show at the New Daisy on a Friday night. We were taping on a Saturday. And that night, that's when I ended up meeting Derek King for the first time. Ended up meeting with him and talking with him. Jeremy Blaze was a part of that as well. He kind of got the conversation started and turned Derek over to me to get the rest of the information. I let him know about it, and next thing I know, that next morning, we had Derek King, Chris Rocker, I want to say a tag team out of Dyersburg. They were known as Bump and Grind at the time. Wrestler named Flex. A whole cast and crew of Dyersburg and former Power Pro people showed up at the building, ran in and jumped two wrestlers that were in a match. I'm trying to remember exactly who the wrestlers were. I know at the end of it all, it was Tech 9 laid out, David Anthony laid out, and I believe Mr. Wrestling 3 laid out all the pile drivers from Derek King, and that started the MACW invasion, because that's where they were all primarily working when they were not doing, for the ones that were doing television, weren't on television. They were in Dyersburg doing that, and it was great to have them come in and do that. It was something that they didn't have to do, but they saw something fun. They saw something different, and they wanted to come in, and you know, some of them may have been hesitant to want to do it. They were really helping out a lot of the guys, and it was great because I got to claim all responsibility for MACW coming into the building and destroying the TAJJ talent. That was nice. Last minute decision, actually. I walked out there with a microphone and said I did it. I was lucky that I wasn't jumped in the ring when I got there, but nevertheless it did turn out pretty good. I got to talk to them all afterwards, and all of a sudden I was there. I was the liaison between that group and TAJJ. It was great. It was great. They stuck around for about I would say about 4 to 6 week program that we ended up, you know, having a big match at the end. V-Man ended up coming in to side with TAJJ Championship Wrestling with Jeremy Blaze and David Anthony and them. It was a lot of fun. It ended up being a 6-man tag with, I believe, well, David Anthony was a part of it, but he wasn't in the 6-man tag. It was Red, it was Jeremy Blaze, and Big V, V-Man. Taking on Alex Crisis, Derek King, and Murph Dog, Hardcore Murphy. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was great. I hated seeing them go, but I mean, you could only stay for so long before, you know, what are these guys doing wrestling with a bunch of kids? That's all anybody thought. But little did everybody know that at one point in time, TAJJ would end up being the only wrestling running on Saturday mornings in Memphis. You know, we'll get to that, but it was fun. I don't even know how many times I got to say it. It was fun.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of TAJJ Championship Wrestling.